All right, so first off, I have a matrix, which is a 2D array, and then I have a board. So therefore, I am able to basically map all of these integer onto this board. All right, okay. So if you played chess, well, I guess this is very straightforward, right? Okay, there we go. But first of all, we have to know how to traverse a 2D array, or this is going to be a 2D array traversal here. So definitely we need to use a for loop, right? So for I in where that is from zero index to matrix, right? To matrix period count. So this is basically the first traversal, right? It will checking it will checking the row. Okay. And then you also need to have an inner loop here. So this will traverse each column here, right? So this one is going to be a matrix. Now you need to access each row, right? And then count and then do this. So basically, this is outer loop, checking row, right? And this is basically what? This is the inner loop checking column, right? Column, okay. And then what do you need to do first? I guess first of all, you probably can have maybe a let. I would say maybe this is uh I'll just call that num, right? It's going to be matrix of now you have I and J. I and J is that simply means second row, second column, right? Or third row, second column, right? It's like a 2D arrays here. So basically, this is like a matrix, or A of I and a J position, right? Okay. And then I can print it out, so none like that. Okay. I'll just call it first, and then you'll be seeing what is going on real quick here. Okay. All right. As you can see, welcome still there, right? Okay. An update. As you can see right here in my console, I am able to print out every single elements here, right? So 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, something here. Okay. Next step, what do I want to do is now I need to do what I need to display all of this data or integer on the screen, right? Okay, so then how would I do that? All right, so first off, all right, I guess we need to create like is using UI element to display the data, right? So that simply means I can use maybe a button, all right, to represent, or using whatever it can display string, right? Okay. So first off, all right, I'll be having an inner array. That is going to be a UI button, I guess. All right. And then for the inner part, right? So what I can do is I can have BT, which is UI button, right? And then BT period set the title. Now guess what? I guess I'll just put the num inside right here. But however, we know one thing for sure, that is this is an integer, right? So if you have that, you have this is the variable. The variable is going to be integer. You have to either use string interpolations and then interpolate nums here. And then this one is just the old knowledge here, right? The old knowledge normal here, right? And they put it here. And the next thing is, I guess, well, I guess you probably need to set up the BT's locations, right? Like a frame. And then you have the CG rect, right? And then you have X and Y coordinates, right? X is going to be something, and then Y is going to be something. Width is going to be something, height is going to be something. Not yet, right? So what you need to do is basically define X and Y locations, right? Okay. So now what you really need to do is, okay, probably so I want to draw something. So I have maybe where's my annotations here? Good. So for instance, suppose this is a board, right? So I have different slots here, right? Okay. Um, yeah, maybe I'll just make it a bit easier. Probably just yes, much easier. So I want zero, 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 and a zeros here, right? So then this is basically x and a y coordinate here, right? Okay. And this is I and a j. So what I really need to do is I need to do like x of 4. 4 is going to be CG float, and that is going to be something. But guess what? Which I and j, which one defines properties x coordinate? Can anybody answer this question? All right, it is actually J, right? Because first of all, you have the first loop is basically checking this guy, right? And then this is I, and then you have a J loop to check each one of these, right? So therefore, J is going to be define properties x coordinates. So therefore, this one is going to be CG float, and I'm going to convert J because J has to be integer, right? I want to convert it into a CG float. So, and I have J here, and I also need to times um, because this is a 2D stuff, right? It has a dimension. So you have to define the interval, right? Okay. So that is going to be W. So W is basically is going to be like the width, right? But now the width is going to be, I guess probably you can set the width is going to be right here. So this is going to be a CG float as well. And then whatever you call this method, you can basically, well, modify this one here, right? Okay. But I guess first off, I'll just have let W is going to be a CG float. I'll just put a very easy number here, 10. Okay, nice and easy. All right. And then right here, and I can also times a little gap between each item here, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be seeing, okay, so which one's which, right? I would just use 1.08. Okay. It's a really tiny gap. It's a really tiny gap here. So, and then in the meanwhile, I also need to have a y coordinate. So a CG float, the CG float. Now I guess I manage is y location, right? Okay. So I guess it also times this equal with here and also multiply by 1.08, right? Okay, there we go. So now I can confidently pass the data here, and this one is Y core, and I have a width and I have a height, right? There we go. Multiply by that, and CG float here. All right. Okay, there we go. So now I guess based on based on the what? Based on the logic, it makes sense, right? So I have a J loop here, right? And then apparently I starts with a zero, so zero times these and plus that, so it starts at the very top, right? So therefore, I guess probably I need to maybe plus a little y-intercept, right? So therefore, as you can see, this is a what? This is a apparently this is a linear function, right? Ax plus b. Okay. And this is also another linear functions here. So basically, yes, definitely. Do you need math? Yes, definitely. You do want to use some math formula to boost your overall programming skill, right? Okay. So therefore, I guess now is looking pretty damn good, right? So, and then, you know what, then I can just, well, remove that. So next things is, first off, I'll be using a view period add sub view. I'm going to add my BT in here, but just in case in the future, probably I need more, advanced, process, right? So probably I'm going to have a var, um, maybe I'm going to call that maybe board BTS is going to be U UI button, right? And then that is going to be UI button again, and with the constructors here. Because I guess when you're playing a chess game, right, you're able to basically pick up the stones, right, and then move the knight or bishop around, right? Okay, so therefore you do need to control. um, the variables here, right? Okay, so therefore, definitely. So first of all, inner array period append, you need to append one button here, right? And the outside the loop here. So this is outside inner loop. So then you need to fill out the board, the BTS period append. You need to append the inner array, right? Okay. And I guess that's pretty much it, right? So, and then now let's guess one. Let's run this code one more time to see what is going on. So, maybe it wouldn't show. Uh, no, I think it would show because I call this method? I did. And do I have all of this logic here? Do I have the width? I do. Do I have the number? I do. Maybe, yeah. Maybe no. I guess one reason is I didn't set up the background color, I guess, probably, right? So other than BT period as background color, I'm going to set that to be UI color period system yellow, right? And the BT period set title color, UI color is going to be black. And then I want that to be normal. And then it should be working. I'll just for item in board BTS here. So I'm going to print that one by one. All right. Okay. So then let's see what is going on. There we go. So view as subview, and then I have that, and then should be yes. Then I have all of these here, right? Okay. So 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then well, okay. Um, and therefore, I guess probably we need to modify the size a little bit. And as you can see, so I have a board, right? I didn't use that yet. I didn't use that yet. So that simply means what? Okay, so I guess probably I guess I need to define. All right, so this one is going to be view period add subview. I'm going to add my board, right? So this is my board. And I want to define my board's location. So therefore CG rect, right? CG rect. And I have X, Y coordinate. So then I can place my chessboard anywhere else, right? So for instance, I want this one to be 10, and this one probably is going to be 200 with maybe maybe let's say -20, right? Okay. And then height, I want probably the same equal length, right? Probably yes. Because this one is going to be 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, it's no. Usually it's going to be why not? I add one more row here, right? It usually is going to be equal length. So therefore, I'm going to add one here, and then one here. And I want this one maybe to be 0. Yeah, pretty fair, right? Okay, fair enough. So right here, so then I have equal length here. So then I also have the location, and then maybe I need probably a background color. Do I have? I think I do have, right? I have a blue here. Okay, good. And then what is going to be the next? So now I can do a lot on this W here, right? So it's a CG flow, but you know what? Guess what? I'm going to do a little trick here. So that is going to be board period, frame period width. I'm going to divide by equal by the number of what? Uh the number of rows or the number of column, right? So that is going to be the matrix. I can access the first row, right? And then period count. So it's like equally distributed, right? Okay. And I guess that's pretty much it, right? And because this is going to be integer, I have to convert it into a CG float, right? Okay. This is CG float and this is also a CG float here. Okay, makes sense. And for that, I guess probably I need to make that really tiny, so probably 0.02 here. And then for that, I guess no worry about it because all of these will be restricted by the board, right? Okay. So I guess that's that's no worry about it, I guess. Okay. And then guess what? So now these W's value will be automatically passed through here, right? Okay, boom, boom, boom here. And then yes, I need to modify the view into the board, right? Okay, there we go. And let's see, I get everything I need, right? So I have a new board here and yes. Then let's run this code one more time. There we go. So let's see what is going on. Yeah, all right, so then I have something like that, right? Okay. I also have a little the gap between each ones here, right? Okay. All right. So let's see what is going on. And then next thing, all right, what I need to do is I can have a handle each I was just maybe each button, right? Pretty straightforward. That is going to be UI button. So I'll just print a senders period a maybe the text. Okay, pretty straightforward, right? Okay. And then right here, what do I need to do is, yes, guess what? I can also traverse it again, right? So I have for inner in board, this is the board BT's, no, this is the item actually, right? And the inner period at the target, right? See old knowledge again. So self hashtag, this is the handle each button, right? And then for touch up inside, and let's run this code one more time. And then I guess now we're able to interact with this chessboard a little bit, right? And then right here, so one, I have zero, I have one, one, one. And then guess what? Then you can make a board game, right? Okay, you can define your own board game. Makes sense, right? Okay, there we go. And why this is optional? It is because I have to, because I mean, um, system doesn't really understand if there's no data or not, right? So therefore, once again, why don't we use a let guard let again? So this is maybe um, BT value, right? Is going to be sender period title label period attacks. And if there's no such value, just return. But usually there must be some data, right? Okay. And then BT value here, then yes. And what you could do more is, okay, why don't we maybe modify um, sender, because a sender is a representation of the button itself, right? I guess maybe we can modify the background color into some other background color, right? Is that doable? Absolutely, it's doable. I would be maybe modify that. Okay, maybe a system red, right? Okay, and then sender period. You can also change the title color into something maybe better match with system red, right? And this is normal here. And then let's run this code one more time. So then you'll be seeing, yes, you can definitely, well, um, interact with your system or the app a little bit, right? Okay. And then right here, so then it's this and that and that. And guess what? Since you are able to pick up the value, right? Well, you can definitely as well do a little addition or subtraction operation, right? And I guess what whenever the number is greater than something, I guess you can basically dismiss everything, and then you can well update the user's name or something else. Then why don't we do that right now, right? Okay. So and then therefore, what we need to do is probably we need to create some, like maybe a var, definitely a score, right? A score is going to be integer, starts with a zero, right? Okay, unless you want to cheat, right? Okay. We have zeros here, and whenever you hit this button, whatever, what would happen? It is basically right. So the score would be increased by what the BT period of value. Well, since this is a string, you have to convert it into integer, right? You have to convert it into integer. So, and this one must be something solid value for sure. Yes, definitely. And then you also need to check, all right, so when do you want to dismiss that? So that is if the score, so value is bigger than, let's say maybe five, right? So we want to do what? So now guess what? So there's one very easy way to achieve the goal. It is we can simply have the board period remove from super view. That's the easiest way. That's the easiest way to handle the work. All right. Okay. Let's check this out. So for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh, boom, right? And then well, user is able to do something here, right? Okay, and yes, and then do something here, right? And then press save, and then uh, yeah, I'll just use SS here. Well, whatever these one here, and then run this code one more time. Data stays as well, right? Okay. Why is welcome here? It's supposed to be that. Otherwise, it doesn't save. Oh, I guess I have several different stuff here. So, and wait a second, it's supposed to be, right? Let me do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, and then I need to maybe 1, 2, 3, save. It's 1, 2, 3. Maybe I didn't call the method. I have the setup UI here. Well, why is still welcome, right? There's a little problem here, right? Okay. So let's see what is going on. I have this one here. What is supposed? Oh, you know what? It is because of that, right? Okay. So I need to modify that right here because remember, this saved data is old key, right? Or makes sense, right? Okay. Do you guys realize that? It's been 30 minutes? I guess you probably realized something, right? Okay, so there we go. So you also need to modify these into profile, right? The profile name save the data here, right? Okay. Otherwise, if you keep if you keep using the old key, it wouldn't work. All right. Okay. There we go. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and then you can also create a multiple getter method here, right? So this is a handle get, probably this is a bio, save the data, right? So get bio data, and you have to change the bio stuff here, right? I guess it makes sense. All right. This is a good catch up. This is a good follow up. This is a good follow up here. And then let's run this code one more time. Let's see what is going on here. All right, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why 5 doesn't work? It is because it's greater than 5. So you have it has to be 6, right? Okay, and then boom. And then now I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, save. I have 1, 2, 3, and run this code one more time. For this time, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is because I set the proper user default keys, right? Okay, there we go. Um, so now I'm going to give some tasks for both of you, all right? So definitely you want to go over this again, all right? So there's a lot of tricks here. There's a lot of tricks here, all right? Okay. And of course, I wanted to create your own pixel art, all right? It can be a chessboard, it can be some Pokemon pixel art, right? Okay. Um, because since this is pretty easy, right? So it's all data here, and you can also maybe for instance change that into one here, right? Okay. And guess what? You can also modify the color, right? So for instance, if right, if what if num is going to be 0, right? And then you want the color is going to be yellow, and else currently there's only two numbers, right? And you can definitely turn that into, let's say maybe a system gray, right? System gray. Yeah. Therefore, you can definitely modify and manipulate the chessboard, right? So then you have that, right? Okay. Um, yes. All right. It's basic. I guess if user didn't press one, it's still 0, right? Therefore, you can make a game, but you don't want to show the number, right? You hide the number, and I mean, otherwise people know which one to click, right? Okay. Um, yes. There we go. Okay, I guess this is pretty much everything for today, right? Okay. Uh,